guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for The Walking Dead, and this is the third to last episode before the season finale. So this episode is a Lizzie, Mala, Carol, Judith, and Tyrese-centric episode. So you know you're going to get a slowish episode, or not. But yeah, it's a character-based episode. We really haven't had the zombie-based episode in a while. I'm sure we're going to get that towards the season finale. But this is very much a character-based episode, which are known as the slow episodes, which I'll get into as the review goes on. In this episode, we get to explore a little bit more about these characters. Let's start with Judith, because she's just kind of there. Judith, she's just following around, she's the baby, and is in harm's way a lot in this episode. And now Carol is relating to the girls as Sophia, and we get to see, you know, how much she's changed as a character since season 1. We even get a note about her husband. You know, she was abused when she actually, before the zombie apocalypse. So we explore a little bit more of that, how she's changed as a character, became a stronger character because of the zombie apocalypse, and she knows what she has to do in the end. Tyrese, obviously he's a strong character. He's still upset about Karen's death, and in the end, Carol actually admits that she killed Karen, but Tyrese forgives her, and they walk, and they're gonna go to you know, the town that everyone's walking to, that follows the train tracks. So Tyrese in the end does forgive Carol, even though Rick didn't forgive Carol for it. But now let's talk about the two girls, which is kind of the most important thing that happened here. Now, Malia, I think her name is a smaller girl, and she's innocent. And Carol relates to her because of her innocence, and because of how much she reminds her of Sophia, because she's like, oh, just run, and that's what Sophia did, and she ended up dead because of it. Now Lizzie is the older sister, and she's okay with killing things, but she's very confused about the zombie apocalypse. She thinks the walkers are just different, but still people. She even says, bite me, I want to see what happens. And she thinks she learns what's going on when her sister almost dies, and Carol's like, okay, I think she learned what's going on, you know, it's just a little thing that these children have to learn. But when Carol and Tyrese are getting food, so they're gonna go hunting, they find Lizzie is next to a dead body, and almost next to another dead body, because she almost kills Judith, but she's like, I was just gonna kill Judith, but she actually kills her own sister. Says, wait, we have to see her wake up and see her change, because she's freaking crazy, this girl. So Carol decides that they can't live with her. They have to kill her, and Carol does kill Lizzie in the end. This was a really, really good episode. And why I said in the beginning of this review, these are known as the slow episodes. They are. This was not a slow episode at all, but they're known as the character building episodes. Some of these character building episodes, really nothing happens. There's the Beth episode where they try and find some alcohol to drink. They drink it. That could be a slow episode, nothing really going on. But then there's an episode like this where it's just really well crafted. First of all, there's so much great imagery throughout the whole episode. I love the first scene where we get to see, you know, Carol seemed like a little girl running in the front yard. It probably was Lizzie. And now we actually see throughout the episode that shot is done about 3 times with different situations. You see, the first shot, it seemed like that they're having fun, but really all those shots realized that the zombie was chasing her, and Lizzie didn't understand. She thought it was her friend, or Carol actually killing her. So I thought the imagery was great throughout this whole episode. I liked the deer, the symbolism of innocence, and how these children were innocent, but because of the zombie apocalypse, they became something else. And with Malia, she didn't become something else, and that harmed her. She had to know when to protect herself, and she couldn't, especially against her sister, who was wacko. And that's all I wanted to say with Lizzie. She's a serial killer, a psychopath, and I actually guessed that with her trying to suffocate Judith. I mean, I didn't think that she just wanted to change them into zombies to see what happened, but you saw that she's going crazy because of the zombie apocalypse. She doesn't understand what death really means, which is understandable. She's a growing child, so every kid has to learn exactly what death is as they grow up, but in this world, how do you do you define the difference of a walker's death or a regular person's death, which is really interesting to see within these two children and their different point of views. So with Lizzie, I thought she had a really interesting arc, and I thought it was a very sad arc throughout this whole episode. And it was really cool because, like I said, you got a lot out of the characters here. You got a lot out of Tyrese with, Karen. Got a lot out of Carol with her own daughter, kind of dealing with that still 2 seasons later. And then, again, seeing what children react to the zombie apocalypse is really interesting, especially since Carl, I would say, was at an age where he could understand what was going on. He's a little older, so maybe that's why we see the badass Carl, which I don't like Carl anyways. But, that's why you probably see a different view with him. But these two younger girls, they are younger. So you get to see this whole nother view. And I like, again, the psychopath type story where what would the zombie world actually do to you mentally? And you saw that with Lizzie. And again, I thought it was a really powerful scene between Carol and Lizzie. Lizzie was having like a panic attack when one of her friends almost died. And she had to look at the flowers. And then when she was dying, she looked at the flowers again. So yeah, a lot of great imagery in this episode. This is actually one of the best episodes this season. I just thought it was very well crafted. A really tense episode, but a character-driven episode, which I feel like The Walking Dead isn't that great at most of the time. They're usually very good with their action-packed episodes, but with their character-building episode, the slow episode, usually they're just slow. But with this, it was a powerful episode. Not really action-packed, but tense in another way. And I really hope the series goes in this direction where these slow episodes can be this impactful. And I don't even think, even if someone didn't die in this episode, I still think this would have been a very impactful episode. So really enjoyed this one. I'm actually going to give this 5 stars. Really liked this episode. And I think this is one of the better episodes of the season, counting the mid-season finale. And I would say the episode where we get to see all the sick zombies, and that was a really cool action-packed episode. And this one I think really sticks out for me also. So I'm going to give it 5 stars. Please tell me in the comments below what you thought about this episode. And this is Comic Uno. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rant Situation. And next week I should have a review for Walking Dead also. Might be just a tad bit late in the night, but it should be up on Sunday or Monday. But it should be up Sunday. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Bye.